Well, as we mentioned earlier, still got some parades set to roll near Baton Rouge. We've got the Lions Club and New Roads. They're set to roll here pretty soon. Newcastle, they're going to be rolling, White Castle, excuse me, around 2 o'clock. You can see temperatures in the 60s and 70s for all the afternoon festivities for Mardi Gras, looking pretty good with mostly cloudy skies in the forecast. Temperatures, they're on the trend warmer. That's what we're going to be dealing with as we head into Ash Wednesday and beyond, with highs in the 80s. Now, these don't reflect any records that are going to be in jeopardy each and every day. We're talking about record highs being in the mid to upper 80s, but significantly warmer than normal, when we should be in the mid to upper 60s for this time of year. We're going to be about 15 degrees warmer than we should be as we close out this week. As we warm those temperatures up, we often deal with fog potential during these months, and that's what we're going to be dealing with for the next couple of mornings. Areas of dense fog will be possible. Average visibility anywhere from 1 to 3 miles across our area during the early morning hours between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. That's when fog will be most prevalent and at its thickest. We're dealing with it probably not only for tomorrow, but maybe even Thursday, potentially even Friday. Use those low beam headlights. Give yourself a few extra minutes out the door and watch for the kiddos, as they could be at school bus stops as schools head back to school. But if they're off for the entire week, maybe playing in area neighborhoods as well. So here's the ridge that is responsible for this warm air intrusion that's going to continue for the next couple of days. But notice this big cold pocket of air that's accumulating here across the northern plains. That is eventually going to push its way down towards the southeast, but it's going to take its time getting here, and in fact won't really start to move in until we get towards the weekend. So here we are Saturday evening. This is when a cold front's going to be drifting through, and that's going to allow this cold air pocket to drift into the eastern half of the country, and we will feel the. So hopefully you didn't put away the winter clothes just yet, because temperatures are about to free fall heading into the beginning part of next week. So let's give you a first alert to what we're tracking next in terms of this cold front. So it's another weekend cold front, but notice the representation here certainly doesn't look like what we experienced last weekend, with a big hefty line of thunderstorms because of the slow moving nature of this front and the lack of moisture for it to work with. Probably going to be just dealing with a few scattered showers as it moves through on Saturday, but it's actually going to approach on Thursday and then eventually push through on Saturday. So a couple of days where we could have some slight rain chances in the forecast, but still very limited. 20% chance Thursday, 30% chance Friday, and then 40% chance on Saturday. Severe weather unlikely at this point, but I wouldn't rule out the possibility of maybe a non-severe thunderstorm popping up on Saturday as the front moves through. But the big change with this front is going to be in terms of temperature. That winter feel is going to be returning early next week. In terms of the amount of rainfall with this next rainmaker, not all that impressive. This green shade of color right here to the northeast of Baton Rouge, that is a 1/4 of an inch of rainfall. 1/10 of an inch here around the metro area, and to the south of that, less than 1/10 of an inch of rainfall. So vast majority of us are going to receive less than 1/4 of an inch of rainfall from this next rain event, just highlighting the fact this is not going to be a significant rainmaker or storm producer, but it is going to drop our temperature. You can see we'll have that fog for the next couple of morning starts, but also some mild temperatures. In fact, we're going to be dealing with morning lows in the mid-60s Friday and Saturday. That's where we should be for daytime highs this time of year. And you'll notice the front, how it's going to drop those temperatures from Saturday into Sunday. And that fall in temperature is expected to continue into early next week, where we bring some 30s back into the forecast for those morning lows. So in the meantime, enjoy the warm weather. We've got highs in the 80s starting tomorrow, continuing all the way through Saturday until that front starts to make its way through. And there you see those slight rain chances in the forecast Thursday, Friday, and Saturday before we dry out and cool down heading into next week.